But I mean, I tried to like send. I mean, I tried with send NRG. I think Cloud9 wanted to work with me as well. I mean, I think every team that I always wanted to join offered me a spot to try out with them. Lev wanted me as well, and
Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview covering VCT Americas KICKOFF 2025. For this occasion, I'm here accompanied by JAWGEMO of G2 Esports, of course, no longer EG, now with G2, looking to take part in set competition and then everything beyond kickoff. And so, JAWGEMO, thank you so much for giving me a chance to talk to you before the start of the year. And first thing I want to just ask you about just sort of the new team, new year, new team, new org, new mindset, new goals, all of that jazz. What's life like for you in G2?
um, I mean, it's definitely like a learning experience. Learning all the new guys, learning all the different play styles that we have that are cooking up, combining my play style with G2's play style as well. Learning Josh as a new coach, seeing his ideas and how he thinks of the game. It's all it's all different. I've been with, like I said, EG for a while, so joining new org, new mindset, new ideas, new org presence. Just having a lot of different like supportive people on the back end and the people that I work with every day. It's a little bit different. It's definitely I'm more happy, I guess you would say. But I'm only happy because I'm learning. I feel like my time was done at EG because I was learning a lot of stuff there, but it's like when you join something new, it's like getting a new job. You just want to learn everything new. You just want to have fun with it. Nobody knows your past history as much, as it would be technically, but bringing your history and trying to add new history to the new team, like I think that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, of course, you definitely said it right there. Spending a lot of time in the Evil Geniuses for the better part of like almost 3 years, and you basically, as you said, done everything you could. Compete well in VCT Americas, win champs, and continue being at the top of your game last year, and then from that point move over to G2. What's been the biggest thing that has stood out to you amidst this transition? Whether it's like having to learn from your new teammates or having to learn from the coaches or basically everything, anything outside of that environment. What do you think has been the biggest takeaway?
I would definitely say this does remind me of like the start of 2023, or our champ year for EG. It reminds me of like having that core, having people around you that's been working together, and just having like new additions added. That's kind of how I feel. Like I feel like I'm that new addition, so I kind of see the different perspective of like joining a new team and getting built around a core, like having a core being built around you while learning the core itself. Joining these guys that were on the guard previously on G2 now. Um, just learning all about all their tactics, how they work as human beings. How we work together as friends, in game, out of game. It's like a brotherhood. Like they always say, it's like we all like to cherish our time together. We don't mind staying extra for practice. We're all working outside of the game, inside of the game. So it's different like mindset that I've like to like that I like to see. Like it's way different from before. Like last year, whenever everybody was like new on the team, I was the last one there with Potter. Um, so I'm kind of glad I get to join like a team that's getting built and ready to. They've been ready to win. They just got an ascension. I think this is the year of going back to ascension if we don't make a certain tournament like a
Mhm,
champs. I think if I'm not wrong.
mhm.
So it's I'm not sure if there's pressure on them or anybody on the team. I think everybody knows that we belong in franchise. So I think that's just like a plus one that we get to be. We have the motivation of like, oh, we get knocked down. We're not thinking of that either. We're ready to just to play and get the champs and be the have the next trophy underneath our belts.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to talk to like a few members within G2, specifically during Spotlight Series. Talk to more specifically Josh about sort of how the team and yourself came into agreement to be together for 2025, and he basically elaborated on how like it basically took years for it to finally materialize because you were part of EG, you stayed in 2024. G2, I assume, was looking for you to join them in that year. That didn't work out. So waited until now in order for it to happen. And so I kind of want to ask you, John Gimo, sort of like, what was that off season like for you? Which is basic, was it just basically you being in contact with G2 and then them being basically the only team for you to join?
I had a few trials and a few, in region, out of region trials. I didn't trial outside the region. I just had offers and um, like opportunity. But I mean, I tried to like send. I mean, I tried with send NRG. I think Cloud9 wanted to work with me as well. I mean, I think every team that I always wanted to join offered me a spot to try out with them. Lev wanted me as well, and a lot of them are great orgs, people that reached out to me. Even the trials, I thought they were all great. Um, G2, I mean, like I kind of just had that mindset of not the whole off season, obviously. Like I did tell G2 at the time, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna look around as well. Because I do want to try other teams. I did want to see how it is. I wanted to see how me and Con would work together. I want to see how me and Ethan would work together. Like there's still like combos that I wanted to like invest in and invest my time in, and see where I can be the best fit for myself. And I'm one of those people that like to challenge themselves. So I feel like going the easy route would have been joining NRG, joining Lev, and just like, hey, I'm working with my boy again. But I've always pushed myself to the harder limits, which is like joining something that I've never been a part of, or joining a team that I never played with with anybody before. And I mean, obviously throughout the off season, G2 guys, reached out to me, and in the year previous to in 2024, right after champs, they reached out to me. So like I like the consistency of like certain teams that actually wanted me to be there, not just be there for just to be there. Like, oh, we just want you. I want people that actually like want me and appreciate the values I can bring to. So I mean, a lot of the like a lot of the other orgs and offers that did offer that, um, didn't feel like that. So that's kind of why I did join G2. I think every other org, respectfully, like they did great. They treated me right, and also I learned a lot from the other IGLs that are not just Valen or Boostio or Nature. Like I've learned a lot from every IGL, even within the short amount of time that I had trials. I think that's why I like. That's why I think I can just bring a lot of value to certain different teams and just have some ideas. Takes a little for me to break out my shell, but I've been slowly introducing it, and I think it's been well because of that.
Yeah, like definitely a lot of things to consider. Ultimately, you went over to G2, joined the old guard core plus Leaf, and then like I definitely know you had a lot of times in which you faced that same team over the years from 2022 up until like the end of last year. And I mean, on the outside looking in, it's a great choice to make that happen. But like for you, what like I want to ask you about the difference between having to go from playing against them to now playing with them, and also on top of that, just sort of what's been the kind of what is the formula that you feel G2 has been showing to you that you feel like you could like amplify it further in this year?
I mean, everybody knows G2 was a slow team. They had like slow rounds. They played it more methodically throughout the rounds. That's something that I lacked in because as a duelist or even a pseudo duelist that I was on 2023, like I would always go in and just watch the results and be the talker in the back and making sure the round goes right. Like being like, after I die, I'm making sure the round still goes in their favor. Now I get to be a part of that whole round, if that makes sense. So instead of dying around the 45 to a minute mark, I'm still alive to make a difference in that 45 seconds, the 30 seconds left in the round. So they're teaching, they're teaching me how to play their game, which is something that I add on, or that they add on to me. But I'm also teaching them like, oh, this is the time to like, let's go. Like let's try, we have to do this timing before um we don't have the information or whatever the case is, right? So having that mixture and that combo that G2 has been teaching me and my personal um intellect of the game, we both been working well and well. Obviously, there's still going to be ups and downs because adding one person doesn't mean the team's going to be the best team in the world or the number one team in America, whatever the case is. It's how long are we going to play together and how long or how are we going to react to each other, and that takes time. And I think that's I was saying like in this is like the 2023, like they know each other. So like me, Boostio, Calm knew each other on that roster. So Jonah Valen and Trent know each other. So there's different aspects of the game that people get because they've been with each other longer. So that's what I'm hoping to see them spark at, and I already seen them spark at it when I see them 2v2 or 3v3, and me and Leaf are out of the picture. I still see them winning around 3v5s, 2v5s all the time. So it's like nice to see that core is still like they still have flame in them, and I think that's why I chose them as well. Like they have a lot of insight of the game, and that's why I respect them a lot, and that's why I chose them as well.
Of course, I definitely do understand that. I got one more question to ask you. I'm gonna try to make it quick because I got the ping to wrap up. So, with your addition into G2 now, people are kind of are saying, okay, G2 now has the expectation to compete for the very top. Not actually just go to the grand finals and then lose there. Actually win domestic titles while also continuing the momentum into the international front. Qualifying Masters Bangkok, qualifying for Masters Toronto, champs, all that jazz. And so, what I asked to you is, what are your expectations for G2, for not just focusing on kickoff, but more so the entire year?
Like I said, like not getting relegated. That's like the big one. It's probably pretty obvious. Obviously, I want to see this group of people, G2, get to a grand finals, and then I want to like that's how I was in 2023. I want to like show them like whenever everybody's on their toes, like on their tippy toes, whenever the match matters, like to win that trophy or not, that's where I get to show out. Like every time I've been in any like grand final or semifinal, like I basically get to show why we're here, like why we get to close it out. We're not nerve like basically showing there's no nerve here. That's kind of what I want to grow on. Obviously we have to get there first. So like I always tell them like there's just steps to the process. The process is just getting to playoffs. After getting to playoffs, getting the semis, and then after semis, then we get the grands. I mean that's like obviously the bracket, right? But it's the matter and the time and then the emotions that get run through those three different scenarios, and how you uplift each other per match per game. And then when it really matters, you got to put all your foot forward and just show why you are here in this league and here in this grand final and show why you deserve that trophy. And I think that's why I get to add when we get there. I mean, spotlight was like a little bit of it, not obviously not the full team, but it still showed the few people that were on the stage that day. A little bit of that success that they haven't felt yet in a while, So everything's a step, and I know that they're ready for it. So that's why I think that's what I'm ready for. So I mean, I want to be on that stage again. I want to be in the grand finals again, and I'm pretty sure all of them too, since they won that Ascension tournament. They're probably in the same boat, and that's why I saw that spark.
Of course, and there's nothing else to add on to that other than to say, just make it happen, man. That's basically what it is. And so that's it. I'm going to wrap up here. Jogmo, thank you so much for giving me another chance. Best of
Yeah,
luck goes to the team, but most importantly, of course, best of luck goes to you.
thank you, Pedro.
All right, thank you so much, man. Best of luck at the start of the year, man.